All right, so let's check out knowledge check 11.3.1. So this builds on using the complete journey data. So let's go ahead and we're going to do some transactions, complete journey, and I want transaction sample. All right, so let's go ahead. We'll take a look at this data. And so the first question on here is filter for filter for transactions with greater than 2 units. So we're going to go ahead. First thing we need to do is load dplyr, run that. And now I'm going to take transactions. I'm going to go ahead and pipe it right into filter and greater than 2 units. If we look, our units are represented by quantity. So quantity is greater than 2. And we see in the original data frame we have 75,000 observations, and when we filter we now have 4,733 transactions that included a quantity of greater than 2. All right, so let's take a look at the next one. Filter for transactions with greater than 2 units during week 25 that occurred at store 41. All right, so let's go ahead. We're going to do transactions, filter. Now I'm going to do several different filters, so I'm going to go ahead and go on a new line. First one is what we just did, and that's quantity greater than 2. The next filter is during week 25. So I believe we have a variable in there called week. I'm going to equal to 25. And I can verify. Let's take a look here. Yep, week is a variable. So I'm going to go ahead and find the one that is equal to 25. And the last one is all the transactions that occurred at store 441. So I need to go back, and that's store ID. So it needs to be store ID equals 441. And I think this is a character string. Let's go ahead, run that. And now we have store ID 441. We only have 5 transactions here for this store ID where the quantity is greater than 2. And let's make sure our week is equal to 25. All right, the next one is very similar. So I'm going to go ahead and just copy this code. And I'll just make some modifications. So this says filter for transactions with greater than 2 units during week 25 that occurred at store 343 or 441. So all we're doing here is pretty much the same filter, except now our store ID can be more than just one store. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do a group membership. And so this is going to say I want to look for all those stores that are in 441. Or the other one was 343. Let's run that. Now we see we have store ID 441 and 343. We still have quantities greater than 2, and everything is in week 25. All right, and this last one again builds on that same filter. So let's go ahead and bring this function call down here, and it says filter for transactions with greater than 2 units, which we've done during week 25, which we've done, occurred at store 343 or 441, which we've done, but excludes household 253. All right, so we can see in the output up here we have household ID and we have some 253 observations, so we want to exclude those. So what we can do is we can say household ID does not equal, and it's 253. And now when I run that, we get the same output, except now we exclude all households of 253.